Innovative.
What's the deal with your man Deshaun Showtime Watkins?
It is ignorant Shiloh Grease.
And also Double O, the architect.
And I'm cool as Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
And welcome to another episode of the culture of Comptonmania. What's the deal? What's happening, fellas?
Let's go.
Crazy
No
week.
strain this week. Huh?
That was labor.
Today we got a dope guest with us. One of the guys that's been on our team. A guy that got an exceptional talent in making signs, and his art is prolific. Been glad to have him on the team. Oscar, man, it's good to have you up on here, man.
It's a pleasure to be here, man. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I'm glad to be here.
For sure. So let's get right to it. Let's see. What got you into making signs and stuff? What was the first sign that you ever made?
So we got to go back like about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 2014 SummerSlam. So this is back when SummerSlam was always in LA, like every year. There was just two storylines that really, really caught my attention. One was Brock Lesnar had just beaten the Streak. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
He had just beaten.
Where the black guy had the eyes like that.
That was the start of memes and shit.
Yeah.
Yes. And so he was having a run, and then John Cena decided to come back and challenge him. And so it was this big buildup of him versus John Cena. And so I just got moved to the point where I had to make something to just show my appreciation for him. But not only that, but also Bray Wyatt and Chris Jericho.
Nice.
They had a feud, in my opinion, one of Bray Wyatt's best feuds of all time. I would recommend people go watch it. You know, those promos were one of the best promos from Bray Wyatt. And so I honestly just, that moved me to a point where I had to make a sign. We had floor seats, and I made this like a sign that was taller than me. Had lights all over it. If people go back and watch SummerSlam, you're gonna see it in the background, to the point where Chris Jericho actually, while Bray Wyatt was coming in, because you know how Bray Wyatt when he comes in, all the lights went out. This is back when he had the lantern and stuff. Yeah. And so it was this big sign. I have it here.
Oh yeah, let's see the sign. Cam said I'll drink to that. Oh shit! Look at that sign.
So hold that right there.
Here,
Wow.
So imagine you're Chris Jericho and you see this in the crowd.
Run. Dang, that's badass.
See that Y2J? You see that?
So I know Y2J remembers that because
You're screwed.
I had lights all over it. So even in the dark, you were able to see it.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
And so once again, it was just storylines move people.
Let's show them the other side.
Oh, I mean, it's not politically correct right now.
Okay.
You know how things could get with
Of
Brock
course.
Lesnar.
Of course.
But it's just storylines move you to where you want to also contribute to the art that you love.
Wow.
You know, wrestling, and so I just had to do it.
Let me ask you this. So, I was a kid, right, that grew up watching wrestling, and I always saw the people in the crowd, right, with the signs. I always wondered, did these people make the signs before they got there, or was the signs handed to them when they got to the arena and they were finding their seat? Like how? What's the deal behind like the signs and people holding them at the show?
Well, I think most of the time they make them. Like this took me probably weeks.
Like you made that yourself. Yeah, exactly.
But also to go with you, I've done that before where I've gone to wrestling shows. Like I went to a WWE event where it was the first Raw on Netflix. Obviously, it was expensive. I couldn't get a ticket.
Right.
But it was supposed to be the debut of Penta. They were promoting it, right? And so I literally made a Penta sign, passing them out. I'm out here promoting it, passing them out. Then later on, they said they were going to push them back to the next week. So I was so mad because I had passed out like 20, 30 signs so people could put them out when he came out.
Wow.
And they decided at the last second that they were gonna debut him the next week. So it does happen where you do get them as you go in, you know, because not everyone's gonna take the time to make a sign. But as I was out there, people were like, I was like, it's free signs. And like, all right, let me take one. And then as people saw it was a free sign, they were just coming up and they were just taking one to show it. It was just frustrating when I found out that they decided at the last second that they were going to push him to the next week.
So you felt like those signs weren't going to get seen.
No, well, no one's going to put him up because he wasn't going to debut.
Yeah, he wasn't going to be there.
But they had promoted him that he was going to debut on that. And then at the last second, like, oh, we're going to push him to the next show. And that's where I was just like, oh, man. Because I literally went back to watch it. And then they announced that they were going to push him to the next week. So
did you go back to next week?
nah, man. It wasn't in LA no more. It was in,
okay.
I think, San Diego or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the signs used to be much less regulated back in the day. Like,
they had all kind of stuff on the
you
signs.
could put any.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, you could put all sorts of whatever. Because the goal was to get on TV, and everyone was. Like, I remember, like, when I first went to an event, one of the issues was we had floor seats. You couldn't see anything because everybody had their signs up. So, but it was kind of part of the fun of the experience. Yeah, because it's like, I'm here. Who cares,
And back then, they used to have even bigger signs. Like, now I wouldn't be able to get this in. It's just, like, just new regular.
Really? So, yeah, I was going to say, like, because by
You gotta be a
SummerSlam
certain
14,
size poster board or something like that.
Well, I could get one of these in. Like, this is what I make now. Is something like this. So much smaller. So,
Right. So that's probably like the acceptable size that they would allow to go in there.
Then, this sometimes, depending on the arena you go to, they all have different,
Because even still, right, let's say I'm sitting behind you and I don't have a sign. I'm not standing up. I can't see nothing no more.
Yeah.
You got an oversized sign now, you're going to have somebody
You got to
that
have
complain.
sign etiquette, though. You know what I mean?
They used to have, like, a line of, like, 10 people.
Yeah.
Dudleyville or
but
something
even,
like that.
even when you got to do it at certain moments, but then you can't. If somebody keep flagging that sign up, get his ass. Get him up out of here. Like, you got to
because
have sign
like
etiquette.
now, let's say the tickets, right?
Yeah.
They charging $300, $350 or whatever they charging.
Yeah.
For the high seats.
Yeah.
This is the
7,000.
back. This is the top, right?
Yeah.
But now I spend all this money for the nosebleed section, and I still got somebody out there with a sign in my face the whole show, and I can't watch nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off.
And see, the thing is, if you're gonna take a sign, you're not gonna sit all the way up there. You're gonna sit lower where they cost.
You want to be
more.
on camera.
Yeah. So you're gonna sit lower. But to go with you have to have sign etiquette. Because I remember at a WrestleMania a couple years ago, there was a guy that had like those big heads that literally stood up the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah, nah. Because like, and I want to shout you out too. You do a lot of the stuff for the Rams game too. You had an Aaron Donald, you had a Matthew Stafford. We showed those signs when they scored a touchdown. Those signs are not up during the play.
Yeah.
Like, when they score a touchdown, they celebrate. Yeah. Back to the field, put it down.
That's sign etiquette right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just be blocking people's view.
If the other team score, you ain't got no reason, no business having that sign up right now.
And kind of go what you're saying. It's like you got to do it when you know people are gonna stand up.
Right.
Because if they're standing, everyone's view is blocked and stuff.
Right.
But if you're just gonna stand there and be the only one standing up, it's kind of like you're gonna get shit talked.
Question too, like, what was your favorite sign you've ever made?
Okay, my favorite sign that I ever made was for Hiromu, and it was his cat. So he has his cat Daryl, and so like he had a show here. I think it was Brain Slam Wrestling, and I just loved it because of the way he popped. Like I literally just drew his cat, and so when I met him, I just kind of like opened it up, and he just had this just genuine joy and laughter, like because it's like once again that's what I do it for. Like wrestlers make me pop, make me cheer, and so when you get that from them, like just genuine like happiness, like to me that's what it's about,
Wow.
So and the thing, I gave that sign away and I haven't made it again, but when I go to a show with Hiromu, I'm gonna make it again.
Wow, that's pretty dope. Anybody got some more sign questions?
All right, so what's the most unique sign that you've ever seen on TV or in person when it comes to wrestling?
It's always
the most unique one.
Okay, this goes back to just once again, it was like the pinnacle of signs, which was the Attitude Era. is when you have multi-man signs, like where you
Like
have
you
to
said with the Dudleyville
or with the woo. There was like a woo where it went.
Oh,
like 10
yeah, that was pretty
Or
badass.
they would have it hanging, like you're talking about those nosebleed seats. Sometimes, like the front row of the nosebleeds, they'd be able to hang like a banner.
Yeah.
on those seats. Yeah.
But once again, it was back then when it was just you had to get on TV. That's how you got on TV, so it was more acceptable. Now with social media, everyone has their phone out. That's where you get more people that will complain. And that's why when I saw what happened in WrestleMania, it makes my job harder because then people look at it as like, oh, you're going to put it up. I always tell people, even when I'm sitting next to people, I'm going to tell them, I'm just going to do it during entrances when everyone's standing up, making something exciting, But yeah, it's always a multi-mans. When you have multiple people doing it, it's just you have to be in sync. Yeah. Because if not, it's one person gonna ruin it.
It's like when people do the wave. You gotta be in sync. If you're not in sync, it don't look right.
I was gonna say it's football again though. The Rams were playing Atlanta Falcons. This was Jeff Fisher's last game.
Oh, thank God.
They had a sign, bro, that was like "Fire Jeff Fisher's," and it was a person's ass. You know what I mean? Like that was crazy. That was one of the most craziest signs.
It only got better for you.
Yeah, you know.
So there you go.
That's wild that you say that, but I think we did a lot. So guys, this is Oscar. Oscar, tell them you still gonna be on the show, but tell people where they could book you because you work for a lot of different shows, and also put your Instagram out there because we're gonna get into some other stuff. But I want people to know that you do this for a lot of different promotions.
Yeah, definitely. Comptonmania is definitely one of the first promotions that gave me the opportunity, that really believed in the vision. Because bringing back science to wrestling. Like I said, it wasn't something that was. Some people didn't want to take that risk, but once Sean, definitely allowed me to do that. Other people started to really allow me to do it at other promotions. So I have Comptonmania that I do it at. I also do it at Lucha Pro in South Central and also East Los Lucha. I've been to different shows, but those are the ones that I do. I have my pop up there where fans are able to come up to my booth and just pick up signs of their favorite wrestlers. And one of the reasons I do it too is because me as a fan, I'm loud. Like I'm loud. I'm yelling, I'm cheering, but not everyone's like that. Sometimes people want to cheer, but you have a sign, you stand up, they gonna see you. And so a lot of times the kids like the signs or people that just don't like to yell, but it also attracts heels. I've had plenty of times, you've seen it before, where the heels will come up and rip a sign, kids crying, like coming up to me like, can you fix my sign and stuff. So it's entertaining to watch, and it's a moment to kind of tell the young kids like that's a memory.
Absolutely.
You are under the skin of a heel that he ripped your sign.
Yeah, and honestly, you'd be foolish not to bring Oscar in. I mean, this guy, he makes the brand looks better. For the athletes, for them to see their logo, their likeness on something.
Changes the atmosphere, really.
It does.
Yeah, the color, everything. Yeah.
You've also been with us at the Compton Youth Build dealing with children or not children, but like grown ass little children. You know what I mean? That need a second chance. And shout out, man. Make sure you guys really look into Oscar, man. He does some great work.
Thank you.
For sure. Ignorant one. What the hell is going on in this wrestling world? What's happening?
It's been too wild of a week to fit it all into one.
What's the move that you wanted us to look at and dissect?
I mean, God, what moves? Gosh, there's too many.
Okay.
We could start with our only living NWO member.
Okay.
So our friend Kevin Nash.
Okay.
Had a few words for Javon Evans the other day on his podcast.
Okay.
And it ruffled a few feathers.
Ooh, ruffled feathers. Controversy, Cam.
But when has Kevin Nash not ruffled feathers, right? And so
I like this power bomb.
Yeah. Yes. So Kevin Nash on Javon Evans, his exact quote, and you guys can be the judge of it.
Woozy.
He's an incredible athlete. He's a little too fucking Mr. Bojangles for me. I wish he was a little bit more urban. I understand it's Netflix. I understand there's a big fucking world out there besides the one that 66-year-old Detroit boy Kevin Nash wants, but I just want him to have a little bit of edge. He went on to talk about, his punches and the realism of his presentation. He thinks he could slow down, land a more solid punch, land more solid strikes overall, because he's talking about, for the sake of realism, so, he's not going to be cartwheeling off someone's chest in a real fight, So,
all right. So my opinion, right?
Okay.
Kevin Nash, legend, right?
Yeah.
He got all the right to speak on anybody's game, I feel like, because you put the work in, you put the time in, you legendary, legend OG status. When he says the urban part, I feel that too, because he brought a certain level of urbanism to professional mainstream wrestling.
Absolutely.
That we didn't have before that. Even with the black wrestlers that were there, we didn't have that urban touch.
Period.
They were, like you said before, kind of trying to fit in to that bubble.
Yep.
But when we talk about these new wrestlers too, right, and we talk about legendary wrestlers, I like to look at movesets, right?
Yvonne Evans is crazy. I tell you what.
So if you can do a cartwheel off of somebody's chest, right, I'm not knocking you for that.
Yeah.
But for Kevin Nash to do the same moveset, it's like you can't get mad at somebody who can kind of expand their repertoire. This is a young guy that got skill. He got agility.
Yeah, he's only 20, 21
You
years
can't
old.
take that away from him. And, Kevin Nash, when we tend to watch his matches, it was like the same repetitive kind of move. Sidewalk
me in the
slam,
corner, big boot,
snake eyes.
Powerball.
We know it's kind of predictable.
Nash relied purely on aura. It was really,
That's all he needed.
And he was
That's
the
true.
tallest motherfucker in the
And he was
locker room.
cool.
Yeah.
And I think he's speaking like a businessman, because one thing about the cartwheel off the chest stuff, someone that's worked that style for a long time, I'll tell you what, you can't work it forever, especially when you're working weekly, when you're working full time.
Yeah, that's not something you could do all the time.
And that's something where it's like, I think so let's go to the Mr. Bojangles comment.
Yes. Because
This is what really got.
First of all, who is Mr. Bojangles? Let's be clear. Who is Mr. Bojangles?
That's more like Sambo, ain't it?
In a way, yeah, kind of. It's like basically like an old
Basically,
school.
did he call him a coon, basically?
No, he did not call. He said like just the entire presentation of him is to Mr. Bojangles. It's like Mr. Bojangles is like a very old school black caricature. Just of a happy-go-lucky black guy.
Blackface?
No, not blackface, but it's kind of like a black guy that might as well be a white guy in blackface. Like he's kind of just sent.
He's an Oreo.
Yeah, he's sent to just entertain white folk. Like, okay, like here, come dance.
I get that.
So, and like one thing is, I think it was the probably right message, wrong messenger. Like maybe people don't want the message coming from a 66-year-old white man from Detroit.
So let's say it was like an MVP that said it.
Yeah, if it was MVP, like maybe it would have hit a little different. If MVP had said it, or somebody with some weight, but at the same time, it's like
somebody with some pigment.
But exactly, and so it's like, but one thing is, Nash, because as he's getting bombarded, he had he kind of doubled down on it, and one thing that he had mentioned was, which actually which resonated with me. He was like, I feel like I'm the only person actually paying attention to the development of black talent. And that's where I'm just like, if you actually did pay attention, if everyone did pay attention to the pattern recognition, they'd realize he's right. And, it's like, I think everyone has seen how Triple H treated black talent in the past. Yeah. So it's like...
see how many people left, based on his decisions.
So it's one of those...
The shit Mark Henry had to endure was insane.
When you see like a Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley, and people like that leave as a collective, you got to walk out with the whole Naomi and
that was weird.
Like that, it creates controversy, but it's like they're not just doing it for no reason.
Absolutely.
I feel like WWE, they don't allow black athletes to be black athletes.
They have
want,
a history.
they don't want us to
You know
really
why?
like nut up.
You know why?
Why?
Because you got sponsors and you got people that put money
Man,
into this
look,
company, and you gotta please your sponsors, because now when you're a corporation like that and you work with corporations,
You almost have no control.
yeah, you have to
weird.
work based off of what's gonna sell.
But what about
Trick Williams
What
got
about
it, though.
authenticity though? Like that's what I was gonna ask. Is he portraying himself in these things?
He is, and I think Javon Evans is portraying himself to an extent, but sometimes, and that's the thing about wrestling, where it's like sometimes you can't always portray yourself. Sometimes you can't, like I have like 5 different characters, probably only one of them is remotely close to myself. Sure, you want to be yourself turned up to 10, but it's like when you're just actually being yourself, like genuinely, it's like, okay, like sometimes that doesn't always work.
And to go back on it, like where he said he wanted him to be more urban, my question is,
That bothered people too.
he probably don't have that Compton edge like I got. He may have a different kind of upbringing, because
Where is he from?
He
Do
grew
we
up
know that?
Southside
I don't
Detroit.
know.
South
Well,
side-
shit, he knows
So
something.
Kevin
You know
Nash-
what I
That's
mean?
what I mean. Like he's got some
But-
sort of.
But wait,
street
Kevin
cred.
Nash is from Detroit, right?
South, yeah.
So by him being from Detroit and him speaking on another wrestler from Detroit, and he's probably saying, "Hey, we come from the same place."
Okay, now does
You know what I'm
Javon
saying?
Evans play video games? Is he like? Did he grow up like Kevin Nash?
It ain't even
grew up?
about that though. It's about, all right, if this was already said, now it's up to them 2 men to sit down and have a conversation with each
Fair.
other and figure out, all right, where's the disconnect at? Because what it is, it's like an OG and a YN, right?
Basically.
And they trying to figure out where that generation gap is. Like,
And
what-
Javon don't seem too bothered. Javon, like he seems like I think it just seems like this really got black wrestling Twitter in a real big shimmy.
I think you hit on the nail. It was just a messenger. If it was said by someone like MVP, I think it would have been taken differently. Different words, different message, but the same point.
But also,
But MVP don't come from the same place that he come from. So that now, this is why I'm taking back now, because I could have somebody of a whole different race, right? Come from the same place I come from, that may do the same profession in the same field that I'm in right now, but they've already mastered it, already done, already ran their course.
True.
They got all the right. I can't take that away from them because they've already done it. So
Right.
where is he wrong at now?
It's not about him being wrong. It's more so about he's going to get judged for it. That's just the culture we live in. Like, for instance, I can't really talk on white issues. I can't really talk about Mexican issues. I have to talk about black issues. If I talk about any other cultural issues, people going to be on my ass. Whether if I'm right, wrong, or indifferent.
there's gonna be that.
It's going to be that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now let's say you was a black man that grew up in a Mexican household, right?
Dang, dog, what the fuck?
No. I'm just saying, because this is our reality. This is a reality of
Facts.
Los Angeles that we live in.
That's
It
true.
happens, right?
That is true.
So
a melting pot.
can you not speak on these issues even though it's a part of your culture because you live in that culture?
Yeah.
It may not be, the culture that you resonate with when people look at you
My
and
whole
say you don't
neighborhood
look like that.
Yeah.
But this is your reality because you grow up eating the same way that, you know what I'm saying? It's like you live like that.
I mean,
So that's what they call proximity. And the thing is, and
Yeah.
that's where people are on Kevin Nash. They're like, your proximity to blackness doesn't give you this excuse to talk like this. So I get their point, but the problem that I have with this is I feel like these wrestling fans are gonna walk this kid off a cliff if they keep telling him that what he's doing is working. No, he doesn't have to change anything. He's just fine.
All right.
Keep doing the same. It's like,
Jay Lethal. Let's use him as an example.
oh boy.
yo, this is getting
Yeah.
good, dog.
How do you feel about him? So is he urban enough?
I like Jay Lethal.
But he comes with the Ric Flair parodies and all this other stuff.
Lethal
But
was
but where's the urbanism in it?
Exactly. He didn't really have an urban presentation.
But he's black.
No, but what he had?
You
No.
know what I mean? Like,
You
why,
know
'cause he
what
got
did?
braids?
Hold
He
on.
got cornrows?
No, you know what did give him that urban thing? was that damn black machismo. I think that was the most over thing he did in his career, because he came out with that drip. The black machismo, that shit was over as fuck.
Dog,
that's
drip,
how I found out about
drip,
Jay Lethal.
Yeah, like, look, drip makes a major difference. I mean,
we look at certain black wrestlers, right?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
We look at a lot of black wrestlers, and we could tell, all right, you black.
Yeah.
Because straight up, the way you cut your promos or the way you wrestle or however it is, right? We always look at like a D-Lo Brown. You was in a nation.
Yep.
Straight up, you ain't got to do nothing else. The Godfather was a pimp.
Henry.
You ain't got to do nothing else. You a pimp, bro. Come on, what else? What else is it to it?
Is that black exploitation though?
That's black exploitation like a motherfucker. That's Vince McMahon exploiting black culture.
Yeah.
When he came out with the do-rag on, talking about what's up, my nigga.
That was Maury Povich. Remember Maury did that too?
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay, alrighty.
So Vince was trying to top Maury.
Oh my God.
Vince was trying to top God. Vince was doing the most.
All right, but I say all that to say, right? As certain wrestlers, we didn't have to question their urbanism
Absolutely.
or what they was contributing to the wrestling culture and bringing with their personal culture, But now, like we say, we look at things in this era and we're kind of questioning certain wrestlers about what they bring into the table.
Yeah. How bad do you actually want to be here? Are you just here to have fun? Are you just here to have lunch and just get thrown around the ring? And I think that's what he means by that. Like,
no, and I get it, but I'm basically listening to what people are saying in the comments and how they feel. Because I'm gonna give an example. As a kid, Ahmed Johnson was like the guy.
He was over.
He was the guy,
with
and
the
then
damn underwear.
But yeah, he'd get a Murphy every match. That was embarrassing. But I love Ahmed though. But then there was Farouk. We are the nation. I was like, yo. I can't, I didn't like him because I picked Ahmed, but man, I liked Farouk too, because that's culture. Yeah. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these younger guys, I kind of feel like I'm older. I think that the way we grew up it's different from how these other guys are coming up.
Absolutely.
I feel like they didn't, I don't know their stories like that, but I feel like they got an opportunity to be other characters, because sometimes when you think of Farouk and Ahmed Johnson, those were the only two levels that you could probably pick at that time. So at the same token, it's like we complaining either way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't really know where to go. I don't have the answers, but it's interesting to hear because he is an OG.
Yeah, no.
And just because he's a different race, we shouldn't not listen to what he was saying. And on top of that, let's keep it a buck too. Everybody wanted to be part of the Wolf Pack. That was
absolutely.
like culture for us.
But all right, look at a group like Harlem Heat, right?
Oh yeah.
These niggas ain't from Harlem. They was from Texas.
Yeah, but still.
But that was them trying to put extra blackness on them. You know what I'm saying?
They're like, nah, need a blacker.
You got to be blacker.
Need a blacker, pal.
Yeah, because if he
you're not gonna be Houston Heat. You're gonna be Harlem Heat.
Yeah, because if you have the hat, you could have been looked at as Karl Malone. Now let's keep it real. A lot of black folks did not like Karl Malone. They called him.
You know what he did?
Yeah. That
no, we not even. Yeah. I'm just talking about presentation, the hat.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Listen.
The whole thing.
Yeah. When he was
know
with
why
Utah.
people didn't like him.
Yeah. But yeah.
A bad example.
I think that Javon Evans, he needs to channel more that inner Trick Williams. Trick Williams, he has that.
But
Trick Williams is
Trick Williams.
Trick Williams is the nigga.
He doesn't have.
Trick Williams is.
No, and when I say be Trick, he needs to just channel more of that. He needs some attitude. And that's how I channeled the entire message from Nash.
So you feel like more personality?
Absolutely. Yeah, more personality, because Javon kind of comes out like, hey, guys, let's have a good time. And it's just like, okay.
Maybe that's him. Maybe he's a black John Cena.
But
the problem
that's what I
is
was saying.
you could only get so far with that it'll get stale within a year. Two if he's lucky.
So they got to make him a heel. That's how you force him into doing that.
Not even a heel, but just
if you're too nice.
Piss him off like that.
Then he might quit. You can't.
No, I mean as a character, get him mad. find something, like
Maybe
You got to turn him into a heel. The only way to make
help. That may help. A heel run.
if he's
help.
too happy right now, what can he possibly be mad about and still be a face?
No, well, take something away from him. Like
It's gonna make him a heel.
well,
Anything you do is gonna make him a heel.
Eventually, I just think that he has a lot of support right now. So what he's doing right now, I think what Javon's doing right now is working, and it will work for him for about it. That's why I said about a year. He's got about a year or two where he could keep doing this same. Eventually, it's like, okay, dude, like, do you have any type of fire to you? Do you get mad at anything? Is there any? And this also comes down to booking, where I think Nash is trying to protect this kid. I see it as he's trying to throw the kid a life raft, because I think if anybody knows how Triple H operates with black talent, it's Kevin Nash. So, like that's how I kind of see it. But that's just my opinion. Everybody seems to have their own nuanced thought on it, so that's that.
That makes sense too. The last thing you just put on there, if anybody knows how Triple H treats black talent, it's Kevin Nash.
Yeah, like it's his friend.
I mean,
like,
why? Who else would know better?
he's like, big dog.
I'm
He's
telling
throwing
you
him
what
the
you
life
gotta
raft,
do
man, like-
to succeed with your boss right now.
Absolutely.
You come from the same place I come from, and I'm telling you what you got to do to get over.
What do you guys think about this subject?
Oh, we're gonna get butchered in the comments
for
over this
real,
one. They go
for real.
butcher.
Hey, that's the
Let us
reality
know.
of it.
I
That
know, I
that was
agree.
it.
Talk
That's
to us. What do you guys think? Comment. Let us know what you
Please.
think. And look, we'll read your comments the next time we do the show to really like talk about it. Like, cause this is honestly, I don't know the answer.
Yeah, no,
I clearly don't,
no,
because
I get it.
I'm torn in between the way.
Because my thing is, I get it. I understand. Like, I see why people are mad. I'm not going to discredit their emotion on it. I just think that there's a different way of looking at it.
Fair.
But this is a topic that I think that has kind of triggered people for a while. Just like black characters, identities, relevance. It's like where do you fit? It's been one extreme or the other.
Absolutely.
And so people trying to figure out what's authentic and real that represents us in the culture, where it's not disrespectful. It's not like I said, Mr. Bojangles or anything like that. And once again, this is something too that hasn't happened a lot. Like black talent allowing to really find their character, right?
I mean, the closest one that I've seen that really made sense was The World's Strongest Man.
Well,
That
Didn't have no type of color line to it, you know?
So my problem is black talent's been developed so mediocre for the last half century or forever. I think like there's almost like a standard that a lot of them have accepted to where they think like, okay, this is the right way of doing things. So when someone like Nash comes along and says, hey, like this ain't the right, like they're looking at him like, fuck you. And then there's probably a lot of people in this kid's ear right now up at the top like, man, you see this no knee having motherfucker talking about you. You see this old torn ACL. Yeah, like, like they're probably making fun of Nash right now, but it's just like, dude, like there was some substance in those words and you need to really listen to what he was saying.
And also Nash, when he was at his peak, he was also at his peak during a time where hip hop was really blossoming into a new identity.
DMX age, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He grew up around gangster rap, all that stuff, and we said he brought that also into mainstream WWE. So it's like, once again, this doesn't. I get how people say it doesn't give him the card to say things like that, but he also experienced it, and he, like you said before, he also knows Triple H, and so
he knows the system.
Yeah,
just the system.
And what road you'll go down if you don't start making those changes.
I mean, they was listening to the gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer. You know,
I feel like it's more like somebody trying to give you some advice. It's like a veteran that's giving the rookie the advice.
I think if it would have been in a like podcast setting with other, let's say, black wrestlers, and he makes that comment, they have a discussion, it would have been taken different.
Absolutely.
But since he put a Twitter out,
yeah, it was just on his own podcast, just like how we are, just shooting the shit. So like,
I mean, you're gonna talk about what's on your mind, and that may be if you're thinking about somebody that's from where you're from, I'm gonna always keep going back to that. Y'all come from the same place. If we keep saying they both from South Detroit.
We're going to have Kevin Nash on Masters Manor to discuss this.
Damn.
That would be fun, honestly. But yeah. So,
What else you got?
Moving on. Moving on to this video, man. I don't know if you could bring this video up right now.
Uh-oh.
We got our friend Rhea Ripley here.
Okay.
Taking a curb stomp
That
from
looks bad.
the recently. Yeah, you just see that position. It's like, okay, where are we going from here, man?
I'm tripping off of the dude doing the reaction.
Yeah, no, because his reaction was very similar to all of ours. So.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, you don't do it, Julia. That's all I hate. Don't do it, Julia.
So, guys. So, as a promoter, Deshaun, if you saw this, because you do commentary as well at your shows. So, you're front row for everything that goes down. You're sitting there, man. You're doing commentary, and you see two of the guys go out there, and they hit that. What's your first thought as a promoter?
Fuck. Okay. Before before
You want to watch it again?
Sounds pretty.
I think about liabilities. I think about you don't want nobody to get hurt. I think that's one of my biggest fears doing shows is seeing people get hurt, broken nose, concussion, and we're right, and I'm responsible.
It's a nightmare, really.
It's
worst nightmare situation.
It's because wrestling is the ultimate trust. You're giving your body over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, okay, this is what we're doing. We're telling this story, and it's just like, because it kills trust. It damages the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
There's immediately politics go up. Everything is happening. Everything is on the line. Everyone feels a certain type of way. We don't know what happened before, after. Was it purpose? Was it a mistake? Everything is on the line. And honestly, depending on where we're doing the show at, I'm not the only one seeing this. Mm-hmm. What people are in the audience that's going to be traumatized from this? Will they even want us to even do a show here again? Like, that type of stuff could damage you. It could ruin you. And then you have to come. How am I supposed to react? You know, yeah, it's woo.
Yeah. So, for all we know, they may have made that look way more vicious than it actually was.
True.
You know, like we may all be getting worked, but at the same time, not everybody has the ability to do that. And I think that a lot of people think that they do. And, you know, that was flying real close to the sun.
I would also add, too, first of all, hitting somebody in the back of the head, you can make them go blind. That's number one. So that,
yeah, and you know, Rhea, she's a tough girl, so for all we know, she probably embraced that. And that's the thing. Sometimes wrestlers, and, you know, I know a lot of the boys have gotten angry at me for it, but I will know a lot of the time what's better for your physical well-being than you will.
Now, question. I don't know the dynamic. Who's the heel and who's the baby face?
As far as I believe they're both baby faces right now.
I don't think that's a baby face move.
And that's the thing, like when it comes to ring work, man, these guys, they don't think about, like, they're like, heels are doing dives now, baby faces are doing freaking stuff like that, you know. It's like there's,
because even if you think about the psychology of boxing or combat, you don't hit nobody in the back of the head ever. Like you just don't do that.
Well, that Julia's background, I believe, and that's the thing about this Japanese style of wrestling, you know, like, and that's the thing about Japanese wrestling that's real tricky, you know. They hit hard.
Yeah.
They go harder.
Strong style.
Yeah, strong style.
Yeah.
But the thing is, strong style is a thing that really got bastardized here in the States, because in Japan,
They didn't have a daddy no more?
well, in a way, yeah, because the Japanese guys, none of the Japanese guys are doing it.
They just
in
got
the
mamas.
States. There's no,
They didn't have a daddy no more.
yeah, there's no Japanese guys doing it. You know, it's like you got a bunch of random everyone doing these moves, and it's like a lot of people in the States especially have mistaken strong style for just hitting your opponent as hard as you can, or sitting there and getting hit as hard as they want you to, you know. So it's like it's gotten a little bit, you know, messed up there. You know, it's like this here, it's like when people see this on TV, it always rolls downhill. Once wrestlers see a spot on TV, it trickles down into the indies. And that's where it's like it's a matter of time before you see that being done on an indie show by somebody who has no qualifications to be doing it.
I also want to add a little context to Julia. When she first came over from Japan, a lot of people loved her for that kind of style.
Yes.
She was very physical. And so everyone started talking about, well, is she going to kind of like dumb it down because she's in WWE? And at first when she started NXT, there was a clip where she was supposed to do a knee, and she completely like missed the person, and it got so much attention on social media, like, oh my god, like they're pretty much taking everything away from her. So when I see this, sometimes it takes me to like, well, now is she trying to like regain that,
Refine herself.
Yeah, refine herself. But it's like, are you in the style to do that? Because like you said, in Japan, everyone trains that way, trains differently. I'm guessing, right? Like,
yeah, and also, you know, the boys and the girls, all of them, they'll agree to stuff a lot of the time that they don't know how to take or they shouldn't be taking. You know, so that's where it's like sometimes it is always important to have that sort of decision maker there to be like, you're taking what? Like, you know,
yeah, I'll take the power driver.
Yeah, like, okay, wait, hold on, like, you know, and there's been times where I should have been a decision maker for other people, and certain disasters could have been avoided.
So, and that's one thing I wanted to bring up too. I think next week we got to show it. We got to show one of the most traumatic moments in Comptonmania history between two wrestlers where
there's
that shit went bad.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember sitting there and just like,
yeah,
that you got to think about it. If somebody gets paralyzed, you got to go tell a mom. You got to go tell a wife. You got to go tell a kids. Like, who want to have those type of conversations?
Most wrestlers have not had that life-changing night. They haven't had that life-changing hit to the head, that life-changing drop on the head, where it's just everything, you're rethinking all your life choices.
And then head is such a sensitive spot, you know, like you said.
Worst.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think Adam Cole is actually, I think, kind of all in his way to retiring because of the head injuries that he's suffered.
A lot of people, there's certain people, you know, like I was never the same after certain headshots. So it's like there's, you know, Bryan Danielson. And the thing is, you know, you have guys like Bryan Danielson who will always go out and say, hey, I've taken a lot of head. And then he'll go back out there and willingly take more. And it's like, that's where it's like, sometimes, you have to step in for a person. Because a lot of people that, you know, we came up with, you know, a lot of people we look up to, when they reach a certain age, when they reach like that boomer age, a lot of these guys are going to need caretakers. They don't know it yet, but these guys are going to be eating out of a straw sooner than later.
And the sad thing, I know this is kind of separate, but people like, I had to take care of my grandma. She had dementia. That's one of the most hardest thing. My mother-in-law has it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that, when your brain is gone, bro. Oh man, it is such a, that is tough for the whole entire family, because a person as what you know them as, they're no longer there.
Well, the thing about head trauma also, especially just CTE issues. Hi, Charles. But you know, just with CTE issues, you know, it's it takes a long time. Like, it doesn't show up automatically. You know, sure, you'll be symptomatic for some time, but it's like the real damage that's done from it, it's not going to show up till about 10, 15 years after. So it's like, that's why you're seeing a lot of those UFC OGs. It's like, like it was fun watching them back, but now half of them can't even get through a sentence. You know, that you see these interviews with these guys, they're rough. And a lot of our wrestlers, not our wrestlers, but, you know, a lot of wrestlers right now on the scene, they're on a similar path.
And we've seen it with football, you know. Like,
definitely.
You know, like we, when the players were playing, we loved it when they were just hard hitting, lowering their head, just taking, you know, just trucking through people. But then as they age, those are the people that, once again, you don't see a lot in public anymore.
And here's the other thing, guys. Rhea Ripley is getting paid 6, probably 7 digits a year right now. You know, so it's like, just take that into account before you decide to go take that move on your local indie show. You know, what you're making means a lot, because I guarantee you, I have a lot in my arsenal that a lot of people don't know. But it's like, once I start like making the money to pull that out, bet we'll do that. But either way, like Rhea Ripley, she can, I'm not going to say she can afford to take that bump, but it's like she can afford to take that risk, at least. A lot of you guys on the scene can't. So that comes down to Canadian.
Wait. Didn't she just come back from having a face mask? She was wearing a face mask for a minute.
Was that in storyline or was that a shoot? Because I remember what you were talking about, and I don't remember how long ago that was.
It had to be
It was like sometime last year.
Yeah,
It was recent, and it was after she went out on injury. She came back,
so
and she had the
that,
face mask.
You know, so it's like, you know, wrestlers tend to be, you know, sadistic like that. but yeah, that there, trust me, we're gonna be studying head trauma a lot on this show. Don't worry, I'll be Exhibit A one day.
Wow.
Because there's plenty of clips of mine out there where I'm just getting rocked.
And also that move specifically, it's hard to actually protect the wrestler when you're, you know, going down with so much force.
Yeah, you guys are taking moves where like both your arms are hooked, and you know, like they're just
like for the pedigree.
Oh, just in general, like they're doing like pedigrees. They're like hooking pedigrees from like the second rope and then just dropping them. They're doing Canadian destroyers from the top.
Have you seen Kyle Fletcher's? I think he does a brainbuster onto the top buckle.
Brainbusters, man. That's another one that people like. It's funny because I've taken a lot of them and they're not. I have never been hurt on them, but I've seen a lot of people like have some real serious.
If you're not protecting right?
Yeah, career-altering injuries from. That's what took Tyson Kidd out.
Yeah.
Was a brainbuster from Samoa Joe at a house show. But yeah, no. But pivoting to our next topic, because we could talk about head trauma all day here. Pivoting to our next topic, we're gonna do the all-timer conversation. We'll go around the table. Who's your favorite wrestler? Cool ass Cam. We'll start with you.
My favorite wrestler of all time, man. I'm gonna have to say is Booker T.
Booker T.
And the reason that he is my favorite of all time is just a lot of history, man. Just watching him through Harlem Heat, watching him do the singles run, getting that TV championship, you know, and then
Best of 7.
you kind of watch just his whole run to where they finally gave him that shot at the world championship. You know, he finally earned, you know, that everything he paid his dues for. And he didn't even want to be a wrestler. He went down there with his brother for a tryout.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
sign you too.
That was the case for a lot of legends. I know this.
Hey man, y'all ever work as a tag team? Oh yeah, for sure. We work as a
That's
tag
literally
team.
how it happened.
So I'm saying, like, yeah, that he would probably be the one for me for sure. And even to this day, it's like, you know, he's still putting people on. You know, he's giving the next generation an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What's your favorite Booker T match?
my favorite Booker T match. Not necessarily a match, but more
Storyline.
the
grocery store?
The grocery.
Really? That's so the grocery store. Okay.
Him and Stone Cold in the grocery store, because that's like my other favorite wrestler
was
too.
hard, dog.
You know, and for them to be together in the it was crazy, yeah,
That's a
man.
good one.
And that was comic, you know. For that, those were the two best guys to pull something like that off. I don't think anybody else could have done that.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's me.
Oh, I'll say Sting. Another WCW guy. Yeah.
Woo!
The Stinger. Yeah. I'm a Sting guy.
Yeah, I like Sting.
Yeah.
What was your favorite version of Sting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so the funny thing is, when I first started watching wrestling, Sting was in the Wolfpack. So
Oh, that was the
so
coolest
that's
thing,
it.
dog.
So that was so I didn't know about Surfer Sting. I didn't know about Black and White Sting. I just saw us doing the red paint. I thought like that was just the coolest thing ever. And then like I heard about all just the lore of the guy, and I'm like, oh my god, like send this guy to just fight every military on earth. Why not? You know, there was just I don't know. You watched Sting and you felt like you could fucking take on the world. You know, because he was going out there and fighting like 30 people, even though it made no sense. I don't care. It just gave you hope.
How did you feel about his retirement match? You think they did
I think it was. I think the retirement match was fine. I think it was. Of course, it was overbooked and overproduced, but that's what AEW is going to do. But, you know, I think they did a good job protecting him. They gave him the send-off that he probably asked for, you know. So, yeah, as long as he was happy. And also, the guy wrestled till he was in his 60s. So it's like, gosh, whatever you do, at this point, just get out. So...
for me with Sting, just to add on that, I think the aura behind the storyline when they were building him up to beat Hogan.
Yeah.
That was one of the best aura built up. It was just a slow burn that took like a year till they finally fought each other.
And this is the thing, guys. This is the thing, guys, because
not tonight, brother.
No.
Well, we know why it didn't pay off.
This is the thing about wrestlers, though, you know, because even though that payoff was the shits, one thing was, you just brought it up, how Sting built this aura up throughout an entire year without taking a bump. And I remember I've had conversations with wrestlers where I'm like, I have an angle for you, but it's like, it's probably going to be a few shows before you actually wrestle. And they always turn it down. And I'm like, sometimes, guys, that angle where you're not taking bumps is going to be the one where you get the most over. If you need the bell to ring, if you need to be throwing someone around or getting thrown around to get over, get out the business. Tackle, drop down, get the fuck out the business.
Sting would have the biggest pops, and he would just show him up on the rafters.
Yeah.
For 1 second, and he would get the biggest pops.
Yeah, that was favorite Sting match though. God, that's a tough one because a lot of his good work came in TNA, like his actual good ring work.
Ooh, the Joker Sting.
I mean, Red and Black, him and Bret Hart.
Yeah, and you know that
was the first meeting they really had with each other. It was the Sharpshooter versus the Scorpion Deathlock.
And I think that they had two matches. They had one on Nitro and one at Halloween Havoc, and I can't recall which one of those I liked more. But yeah, like it has to be definitely one of those. I was also a big Bret Mark too. He was the only person I could win matches with on the video game. So, yeah, damn. Yeah, I gotta think about that one. Favorite Sting match, but how about you?
Oh, it has to be the late great Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, Eddie, man, Eddie was great,
cheat
man.
and steal.
And what did it for me? Like, he was always a good in ring, but I think what put him as my top and, in my opinion, greatest of all time was his Brock Lesnar storyline.
And you know what's funny? That was so interesting, like how that wasn't a Mania angle. I think it's because they found out Brock was leaving,
and Brock was the one that chose him to put him over.
Hey, that's crazy, man. Because I actually know a lot of people that were at that show, because that was in San Francisco.
And I think the fact that it was Brock that put him over, you get me? Because if it would have been another champion,
yeah.
But the fact that Brock being the most over person at that time, choosing to put Eddie over as he went out, you know, like the whole storyline, it just showed his promo ability, because everyone knew in the ring he could do any style, you know. But it was just that gave him the spotlight to be able to show how he could really push a storyline forward.
It was just that pressure of being champion that ate away. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Aiden Way?
No, it ate away
Shout
at him.
out to Aiden Way.
It ate away at him. Just the pressure of being champion. Like you could argue, because he won that belt. He was dead a year and a half later. You know, so it's like he was big as hell too. Like, man,
that too.
Way big, too big for his normal size. And yeah, just I think that's part of the reason they took it off him, was because it's just like he was running at a really fast pace, and they were like, okay, chill, you know, and he just tried to kill himself getting his way back to it. And so, yeah, but it's just crazy. At least he got to get that one big moment. And it's crazy because he went on, I think he only was champion for like 4 months or something like that, but everyone remembers that run.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Well, my favorite matches between obviously Brock Lesnar and Eddie, or the Rey Mysterio and Eddie at Halloween Havoc.
Oh, the mask match?
That's my favorite.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Eddie and Ray had great matches.
If you see, he was already big then, and the fact that he still had to tack on more weight, like.
Oh no, his matches with Dean Malenko and ECW were really good. Like honestly, any match where Eddie was WCW Cruiserweight Champion was must see.
Him and Benoit had bangers too.
Yeah, just anyone he worked
Kidman,
with was.
freaking Psychosis,
Yeah.
all of them, bro.
Yeah, those guys were a big reason I would tune into WCW.
The
Because I was
Cruiserweights
a Goldberg
was the best.
guy, but like those were like, yeah, those guys made me fall in love with the business. Really.
I'll argue if WCW would have kept Chris Jericho and Eddie, I mean the other Chris and Mark, but those two, I think they would have probably.
I liked Cryberry Chris Jericho too. That was
Oh,
one
man.
of my favorite in WCW.
Yeah.
With Ralphus.
Yeah.
the security guard.
Yeah.
How about you, Show? Who's your all timer?
Bret the Hitman Hart, dog?
Brett,
Like,
you're a Brett guy, huh?
man, super Bret guy. I mean, and then too, not
You
just
and TMD, both Brett guys.
man,
Okay.
Like even hearing Mark Henry, how he had to go to Calgary for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he was about to kill Shawn Michaels and them for fucking
Yeah.
with him and shit. But
Really killed him.
like Brett just always been like a down dude. Like Brett, like his family, like all of them are like when you hear about the dungeon, this is what Comptonmania get its inspiration from. Like they banged Canada like people be banging hoods.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
put
Like
the whole
Calgary,
country-
Alberta, Canada.
They love
Yeah.
Calgary. Yeah, that's for sure. They definitely love
like
their community personified for sure.
the Hitman as a kid taught me how to believe in myself. You know, like he was confident. I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. His whole thing is that he never hurt nobody. He was just like the boys. He dressed where everybody else dressed.
And it was such an odd thing for the 90s.
And then here's the crazy thing: Hitman got a black girl. Like Hitman is like the man. Like you know with the shades. You know, like
shades,
you know,
Yup.
like the Hitman, dude. Like he made Pink
Right,
cool
favorite
before
match.
Cameron. Okay, favorite
Oof.
match. A bunch of them. Him and Owen Hart inside the steel cage. Bret Hart and
yeah.
Bob Backlund, the I Quit match with Roddy Piper as a special guest referee.
See-
and I'll never forget.
People give that one shit.
Man,
So,
listen.
I love that
remember
one.
this as a kid when Bob Backlund got him in a crossface chicken and he put the microphone. He said, "What do you say, Hart?" Hart, hell no. And I remember that shit. I remember that. Like the Hitman who, when Owen put him in the sharpshooter and he was the only one that can reverse it. Like Bret was just the ultimate. Him and Mr. Perfect had bangers.
Everything meant something.
Man, Bret Hart was my ultimate favorite wrestler of all time.
So, but your favorite Brett match was him and Owen in
And the steel cage.
Okay, so him and Perfect was really good, or him and Austin. Him and Austin. That's my favorite all-time match.
That was a
Oh,
dope
when
one.
Austin was bleeding all over.
Yeah, that's my favorite all-time. Like, I think that's the greatest work of art ever created in a wrestling
The
ring.
feud between him and HBK is what got me and my older brother into wrestling.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
those were
Okay.
intense.
I was Brett, he was HBK, and it was just like, and knowing all the backstory years later just added so much to that because they were such different personalities.
That was great too. And Bret Hart had great matches against Hakushi. Y'all don't even know who that is.
That was in your house.
Oh my
In your
God,
house, yup.
man! What Bret? Man,
Those
Bret,
are the dark years, man. Those
Yup.
are those are dark ages for WWE.
Speaking of Brett, like me and my brother was just watching when you know the whole thing about Goldberg. But we watched an episode of I think it was Nitro, where Goldberg tries to spear him. I think he was about to.
Oh, and he
yeah,
had
the
the
plate.
shield. Yes,
Yeah, the
yes.
plate, Yep. That was
Oh,
badass.
so smart, dude.
And I think they were in Toronto that night, so the crowd went freaking crazy.
Oh,
They-
I got another match. Bret Hart and Undertaker as Shawn Michaels, the referee, the spot that
Oh,
we stole
dude,
from
that
Anime
was-
Impulse. That
no,
was
so
a
you know
hell
what's
of a
funny?
match.
I watched that match over, Brett and Taker.
Okay.
Like I watched the full thing. That shit was just as good as any of the Brett or Shawn and Taker matches.
Yeah.
Because everyone talks about Shawn and that one was, and I think that's their only actual run in too, unfortunately. Because if they did more, man, that could have been a real, yeah, that could have measured up.
And on that note, listen.
Wait, what
ladies-
about you, Cam?
Yeah, he said
Booker T.
Oh, Booker T, my bad. Okay, yeah, sorry. On that note,
So
we'll go fuck
on that
ourselves.
note, who's your favorite wrestler? You know what I mean? Write your wrestler down in the chat. Let us know why and what was the favorite match. And shoot, we'll share it. And then make sure you guys tune in. Thank you for joining the Culture of Comptonmania. I'm Deshaun Showtime Watkins.
I'm the ignorant one, Shiloh Greaves.
I'm Double O, the architect.
And I'm Cool Ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
Like, subscribe, and share. We'll kick your ass.
That's right, brother. Make that work for you.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I thought piss off was.
Yeah.